Okay, today I would like to show you how to do simultaneous equation, okay? And the whole objective of simultaneous equation is to solve multiple equations simultaneously. That means you have several equations but coming up with the same set of answers for every one of them. For example, I can give you a question like this. Let's say you have an equation called x plus y equals to 10. Now, what are the possible answers for x plus y equals to 10? X could be 2 and y could be 8. That's one possible answer. Another possible answer is x could be 4 and y could be 6. And another possible answer, x could be 5 and y could be 5. Now I could give you another simultaneous, so you call this equation 1. I can give you another equation and I'll call it 2x plus y equals to 14. 2x plus y equals to 14. Equation 2. Okay, now what are the possible answers that can give you this combination? So first thing you can have is x equals to 2 and y is equals to 10. Because 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 10 is 14, that works out. Another combination could be 3 and 8. Times 3 is 6, 6 plus 8 is 14. And another combination could be 4 and 6. Okay, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 plus 6 is 14. So if I wanted to solve these two equations simultaneously, if you notice there will be one set of answers that are common to both. This is the common set of answers. So if I solve these two, this is what I'm looking for, the common set of answers for multiple equations. Now, how many ways, but the problem with this is you can't be going on a trial and error method, right? This is called a trial and error because I'm trying out all the options. So we need to come up with a real solution. So one way to come up with a real solution is to come up with a systematic way of solving this. And I'll show you 3 ways. The first one, let's call it the elimination method. We learn to eliminate 2 questions. Okay, so let me give you 2 equations. So you got 6x plus y equals to 15. And another equation, 4x plus y equals to 11. So let's call this equation 1 and let's call this equation 2. Now basically you have 2 equations and your job is to solve both of them and find the common answer. Okay, the set of answers that satisfies both equations, first and the second. Now this is a very straightforward question simply because now I will look into the question in 3 parts. I will draw an imaginary line here, an imaginary line here, and an imaginary line. So there's 3 parts. Let's call this part A, part B, and part C. Okay? There are 3 imaginary parts. I can add equation 1 to 2. I can minus equation 1 and 2. That's all I can do. I can either add or subtract. Remember, add and subtract are nothing more than opposite to each other. Okay? Now, if I have equation add 2, I get 6 plus x, y plus y give you 2y, 15 plus 11 gives you 26. Now that doesn't really help me. But if I subtract equation 1, subtract 2, so equation 1, subtract equation 2, it's going to help me to make my life easier. 6 minus 4 gives me 2x. Y minus y will eliminate the y. See, that's the most important. You need to kill one of the variable. And 15 minus 11 gives me, how much is that? 4. Therefore, x is equals to 2. So I've already form one solution. Okay? And then my choice to substitute this in either one of the equation and see what I can figure out. So let's choose arbitrarily equation 1. Okay, so I put there into equation 1. So I'll have 6 times 2 plus y equals to 15. So 6 times 2 is 12 plus y equals to 15. Y is equals to 15 minus 12. Y is equals to 3. So therefore my final answer is x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 3. Okay. Now the trick here is eliminating the y. Okay. Now this is the hardest part you need to consider, because in this case it happened to be easy because the y's are coefficient of 1. Coefficient means the number in front of y is 1. So y minus y eliminates y. Otherwise you have to multiply them with a particular coefficient, so it will make your life easier. Okay, we managed to solve. Now let's take the same question, but let's try to solve it in another way called substitution. So once again, let me get my equation again. So I got equation 1, 6x plus y is equals to 15. 4x plus y is equals to 11. Okay, equation 1, equation 2. So but here I have to choose one of the variable to make it at the subject of the formula, because in this case I need to make one of the equation into subject and object. So let's say we choose equation 1. From equation 1 we choose 6x plus y equals to 15. Y is equals to 15 minus 6x. Okay, and I'm going to put this into equation 2. So I'll have 4x plus y, but y in this case happen to be 15 minus 6x equals to 11. So 4x plus 15 minus 6x equals to 11, minus 2x plus 15 equals to 11, minus 2x equals to minus 2x is equals to minus 15 here, minus 15 there. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 gives 3 minus 4. X is equals to 2. That's one of the answer. Now to go and substitute this into the equation to continue working. So I'll have so I can put this. Okay, where should I put it in? I can put it in let's say I can take back this equation, right? This is the easiest one to work with because it's already in terms of y. So I have y is equals to 15 minus 6x. Y is equals to 15 minus 6 times 2. Y is equals to 15 minus 12 equals to 3. So therefore my final answer is x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 3. Here you go. This method is called substitution because you take one of the variables, you take one of the variables, you simplify it and you substitute into the other one, and you work it out to solve one of the variable, and then you're going to do the other. Whereas the previous one, we call it elimination because the object was to eliminate one of the variable. Okay. Now the third one, probably if you're using computers, it will really come in handy, is to plot out the two graphs. So you have y equals to minus 6x, something like that. One of the equation will look like this. And another one, something like this. And if you notice, the intersecting point will be 2 and 3. Okay, but however, you can only do the graphing method if you have probably a very elaborate plotting paper using computer graphing. Get for by just judging this equation. Basically, you have three ways. The choice is yours. Okay, but let me give you another question, because I'm not happy with this, because this is you're very lucky. Somehow it naturally eliminates each other. Let's pick something a bit harder. Okay, let me pick something a bit harder. When I say harder, it only means it's a little bit more challenging in terms of making some decisions. Okay. Let me pick the question 3x plus 2y equals to 18. And another question is 2x minus y. Well, yeah, fine. 2x minus y equals to 5. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. Now I told you, divide into imaginary sections. Okay. Now, in this case, if I add, I can't eliminate the x. That means 3x plus 2x gives you 5x. 2y plus minus y still gives me a y. It doesn't take away the y. Right? It doesn't disappear. The y doesn't disappear. Neither does the x. So I can't just add these two. So what I have to do, I have to manipulate this equation. I have to manipulate so that when I add them, they eliminate each other. So one trick I noticed, if this happened to be 2, if I can imagine there's a 2 here, and then when I add them, they will kill each other, right? Plus 2y plus minus 2y will disappear. So that gives me an idea. If I multiply equation 2 by 2, and then they will be factored, I will be able to eliminate the coefficients. Remember? Okay, so let me do my equation 1 again. I get 3x plus 2y equals to 18. And let me write my new equation 2, which is a multiple of 2. So I get 4x minus 2y equals to 10. Okay, so this is my equation 1, this is my equation 2. But my equation 2 and these two equations are the same, they're just double of each other. Okay, now I will do this again, my imaginary lines, and I'm going to add 3 plus 4 gives me 7x plus 2y minus 2y. If I add them up, it goes away. 18 plus 10 is 28. Sorry, 28. So I will have 7x equals to 28, x equals to 28 7 times 4, right? 7 times 4. So this is one answer. Now, where do I get my y? I guess I just take my x and I plug in any one of these equations that makes sense, and I will be able to get my y. Okay, so I go to I can probably take the first one again. So I got 3x plus 2y equals to 18. So 3 times 4 plus 2y is equals to 18. Okay. Then I have 2y is equals to 18. 12. So 2y is equals to 18 minus 12. I get 6. Divide here by 2, divide by 2. So y equals to 3. So that's my two equations. So I have x equals to 4 and y equals to 3 as my two answers. Okay. So the trick here is to see how I multiply this by 2 to form a new equation such that when I add them up, they eliminate each other. So this is, as I said, this is probably the most popular choice, called the method of elimination. Somehow generally has less algebra and less steps to eliminate. Okay, so good luck trying out simultaneous equation.